More than 800 bills have been proposed in both chambers of the Louisiana legislature for this year's current regular session. Ahead of the start of day three, I should say. We wanted to discuss some important bills in the Senate there related to insurance reform, other tax credits for homeowners. The author of those bills, Metairie Senator, also Senate Insurance Committee Chairman, is Kirk Talbot. He's joining us now from Baton Rouge to just catch us up. Good morning to you, good sir. How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
We've got a few items there up for consideration. You've got a few bills that are being considered, including several. We'll start with SB 28 that aims to provide up to a $10,000 tax credit incentive for homeowners to fortify their roof. Talk to us about that.
Sure. So right now we have a $10,000 grant program where you can apply. It's a lottery system, and you can get $10,000 to put towards a fortified roof. What I'd like to do with this bill is, instead of hoping to get in that lottery, we fund it once a year. It sells out about as quickly as a Taylor Swift concert because there's limited amount of money we can do. It's just, if you can front the money yourself, put the roof on, and you can take a $10,000 non-refundable tax credit that you can spread out over 3 years.
Now, would that work in accordance with the Fortified Home Program, and that the grant program would stick around, or it would replace it?
Oh no, it would work with the grant program. You can't do both, but you could pick whichever one you want to do, which one's convenient. Bottom line is, we need to get as many fortified roofs on as possible. They're working. The state auditor released a report a few weeks ago that shows on average people are saving 22% on their premiums. So it is something that is definitely lowering premiums, and your roof won't blow off when a hurricane comes. So that helps you out in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that average from the legislative auditor was at 22%. We had State Senator Duplessis on the other day. He was talking about a bill that he's authored that would require at least a 20 to 30% built-in requirement there. What are your thoughts on that? Should there be a built-in requirement, or do you think that the market should work out as it currently is?
I would probably lean towards letting the market work out the way it currently is. I don't believe another state does that, and different insurance companies have different challenges. You might have insurance companies that are teetering on the edge of insolvency, or maybe they are not in financial great shape. So if you force them to let's say take a 30% discount for a fortified roof, they may just not do it at all. So we don't want to discourage that. We have 11 new companies writing, so there should be enough competition out there right now to take care of that. So, but we're looking at it. I mean, it's definitely something that is requires some attention, and I appreciate him filing that. And we're going to look into that and see, maybe that is the way to go. But we're certainly going to vet it and look at what other states are doing.
Yes, sir. Another bill that you have up for consideration, SB 136, looks at rate transparency reports. Law already requires insurers to report their rates to the Department of Insurance, but this would require them to submit a transparency report to consumers. Why do you think that's necessary?
I think it's necessary so we can make sure that insurance companies are setting their rates appropriately, that they're not, quote unquote, making too much money. I mean, we want them to make money because we want them to pay claims when we need them. We don't want them to, some of these companies that were around after Delta, Zeta, Ida, and Laura to, claim that they can't pay their claims, and then they go insolvent and leave and leave consumers in the bag. So it's something that will give the commissioner more ability to monitor, their transparency, and a little more transparency to them.
We're running out of time, sir, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on just the conversation about auto insurance and the back and forth between the governor and the insurance commissioner over how the state should best lower those rates, but also essentially the larger conversation about tort reform essentially here.
Sure. Look, the governor and the commissioner both, and myself and the legislators, we all want the same thing. We want affordable auto insurance rates for Louisiana. There's no reason why we should be the #1 in the country. There's nothing that distinguishes our state or our conditions or our environment that should lead to that. This is a problem we can fix, just like the legislature fixed things like workers' comp back in the 1980s when it was unaffordable and unavailable. They might have different opinions on how to do that. I can assure you we're feverishly working behind the scenes to come up with a package of bills that will put us in line with what other states do, and looking at legislation and laws and that other states have done that has been successful in lowering rates. We still want to make sure, obviously, that people get their car repaired and get their injuries and their medical bills taken care of. We just got to do it in a way that keeps some competition, because that's really what we need, is more competition in the state and just some common sense legislation. I think we're all working towards the same thing.
All right. I know y'all are busy there. We do appreciate you hopping on this morning. It's going to be a busy day at the Capitol.
Sure,
for day
anytime.
3, Senator. You have a good day.
Thank you.
And you can keep up with the latest developments from the regular session right here on WWL, WWL Plus, and WWLTV.com.